Hello, everyone. Excited for you all to join me. I'm going to be having Remiah Trask on. We are going to talk about Airbnb, of course, as well as content creation. So, cannot wait. So excited for you all to be joining me on this live. Definitely going to talk Airbnb, going to talk content, going to talk social media. Remiah Trask is in the building. I'm excited. So hey, Remiah. I got some good friends on this live, so I'm super excited. So let me do a couple shout outs. Remiah, I think if you just request, then I will let you in the room. So let me shout out, hey to Esther, hey Scamp38, Tayson versus the World, Colleen McKinney. I am Monica Lewis. Hi everyone. So yes, I'm definitely going to be chatting up Airbnb. Let me add Remiah right now. All right. This is my first time adding someone, so hopefully I get it right. All right. We got Remiah in the building. How are you?
What's up? I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm great. I'm so glad to have you on.
Cool.
Um,
Glad to be here.
yeah, so for people who don't know, I'll introduce myself and then I would love for you to introduce yourself and tell everyone what you do. So for those of you who may or may not know, my name is nanaalicenyarko. I teach people how to start an Airbnb with or without buying property. Since 2014, I've hosted over 20 Airbnbs. I was able to do over $250,000 in bookings in 1 year on Airbnb. So right now, my mission is just to help other people do the same, help share my information, share my knowledge on how to get started and get to cash flow, improve your life, and just have a good time while doing it. So, Remiah, tell us all about yourself. Oh, you might be frozen, or is it me? While you're, I think, yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm Remiah. I'm your favorite web designer and also your digital marketing coach. All right. So I'm actually on a mission too. I'm on a mission to help 100 entrepreneurs get to six figures. So that's either through you got to have a working website, but the website alone isn't the key. And you could probably attest to this with your business. You got to have a way to drive traffic to your website and to your offers. And so I teach entrepreneurs how to market themselves, how to create dope content so that you can grow your business and get these digital dollars.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that has been pretty pivotal in my business content, right? So just sharing more of what I know. I've always been a little shy to get on camera or just even post more frequently. But I realized that I think our mentor, mentioned that when you're not sharing the information and the value that you have, you're being selfish, right? Because there are other people out there who can benefit once you get out of your own head and get out of the way and start sharing that information. So for you, like, tell us about your journey. Like, how did you actually get to where you are with content and web design and all of that good stuff?
So it started with web design. So back in it's a long journey, but I'm gonna try to make it short. Back in 2000, I'm aging myself now. Back in 2000, I took a class in college, a web design class, and I liked it. Like I literally stumbled across it. I was in computer science. I failed my computer science class, so I switched majors to like IT, and web design was a part of that new major. And I took a class. I liked it. I built a website for my church. It was really a horrible website, but it was fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so
It
I
was also
kept
the
doing it as a.
2000s, so you're
Oh yeah,
allowed.
it was 2000. It was fun, so I kept doing it as a hobby. And one day, a friend of mine asked me to build a website for his wife's organization, and they offered to pay me $300 for it. And I was like, I can make money doing this. And so the light bulb went off, and I started doing it. you know, kind of like freelance, doing a project here, a project there. I formulated a business, and it began to grow, but I didn't really know like the whole marketing piece. I didn't really have that. The whole content piece, I didn't really have that. I was just creating pretty stuff. What's up, Alo? I see a few of y'all. Butler House, what's up, y'all? I was just creating pretty stuff, but then it began to dawn on me that the message is what's going to help to sell. If your message isn't right, which is that's your content as well. So that's when I started to realize, okay, I got to help people drive traffic to their websites because of this statement right here. A website without traffic is like a billboard in a desert.
Mm,
Nobody's gonna see it. So
true.
you got to have traffic to the website so the two go together. So that's kind
Yeah.
of where that perfect match of web design, content creation came from.
So for someone who, like, let's say they're someone like me and they've got, I teach people how to start Airbnbs. I've got this great idea. I have this great information, but I don't really know. Like, it took me it took me a while to create the course and organize it. And then when I was done, I was like, oh wait, nobody knows about it. Like how am I gonna make money selling a course if nobody knows about it? So what is like your number one tip for a beginner who has some sort of product, whether it's a physical product or a course or digital product, on how to get that out there?
Gotcha. The first thing you want to tap into is you want to tap into your existing network. So you want to tap into your friends, your family, anybody that's in your Rolodex, which we don't have Rolodexes anymore, but you got your cell phone. Every contact in your cell phone, you need to hit them up. Hey, I just launched a new product. Here's a link. I would love for you to be one of my first supporters. And that's going to be a tedious journey. But what's going to happen is you send it out to 100 people, 10 people are going to buy from you. And then you turn around to those 10 people and ask them for testimonials or reviews. And
Mm-hmm.
then you start to build on that. So now you have some social proof. Nobody got to know that that's your mom. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like, I ain't got to put Velvet Trask. I just put Velvety, or I could use
right.
her maiden name. Nobody has to know that that's your cousin and your best friend. They just know that this person said X, Y, Z about your product, and then begin to use those social proofing to market yourself, and begin to grow your audience. It's a slow journey at first, but if you continue one or two a day, three or four a day, before you know it, that momentum picks up, word of mouth starts to spread, and you done 250,000 in, you know what I'm saying, in
Yeah,
bookings in a year. So
yeah. Definitely. Okay, so I have two. So guys, if you have questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat, and I'll answer. And Remiah, I'll ask you whatever everyone is sharing. But I have a couple questions. So you said two things that stuck out to me. One, what's a good way to like get testimonials from your students? And then two, and I'm asking back to back so I don't forget. But like, if someone is more interested in getting more faster traction, faster results, like what would be your recommendation? But number one, yeah, getting testimonials, because like I'm not sure. Like I have students who will message me like, "Oh yeah, I did X Y Z," and I'm like, "Oh, that's so cool. I should be asking for these things, right?" But I'm not sure how to do that.
I'm gonna tell you two ways that'll work for you. Both are gonna be good. One of them is a platform called Video Ask. So
Okay.
it's videoask.com. What you do is you can record a video on Video Ask, and you can say, if it was me, I would say, hey, what's up? It's Remiah. You just got your website done by me. I'm going to ask you to do something. Click the link below, hit record, and tell me about the process. Tell me how you like it. Keep it at 30 seconds to a minute, and just hit send when you're done. I appreciate you. Peace. And
Ooh,
now,
that's fire.
yeah, video Ask creates a link, and that link you can send to everybody. I can send it to everybody that finishes their website. I can record a video one time, and I can send the link out, and they record their video, and it is stored on their database, on their website, and I can download them. So I got all my testimonials there. That's one way. Another way to do it is to do a exit interview on Zoom and just record it and just ask, okay, how did you like the process? What did you not like about it? What did you love about it? How was your results? and just let them talk freely, you know what I'm saying? And then you
Mhm.
chop that thing up how you want to chop it up. So those are two
Ooh.
ways to do it.
That's so good. That is so good. That is my homework for this weekend for sure.
Gotcha.
Because yeah, I mean, I'll have people randomly send me messages, but I was like, I know there's a better way of getting testimonials because my course is hot fire and people are doing great. So yeah,
And I'll
okay.
say this too before I answer your other question. When you get text messages, when you get DMs, text messages, emails, Facebook messages, if you have a Facebook group and people drop it in the group, just screenshot that. You know what I'm saying? And you can reuse and repurpose that screenshot as well. Screenshots go a long way because you can make up screenshots, but ain't nobody got time for that.
Right, right. Yeah,
So we gonna
it's a lot of
trust.
work.
Yeah, for real.
Okay. Okay, cool. So yes, for those people who are interested in moving fast with getting to sales and just getting to growing their business, what's like your number one strategy or tip that you would give them?
Oh, you trying to get me to get them the sauce. You trying to
Aside from
get the
working with you, because I know that's the number one way, right? Working with
yeah,
you
yeah.
is you all the tea, but just something, it doesn't have to be too deep, but
No,
like
I got
what
one. I
should,
got
yeah.
the truth of the matter is, the first thing is you have to prove your concept. So you have to prove that people do want it. So you do have to get some sales before you can ramp up and begin to scale. So once you've gotten sales and you've gotten some feedback and you know that what you have is good and people want it, the way to speed that process up is advertising. And so advertising is different from marketing, which I mean, I'm sure you know this. Everybody don't know. Marketing is just bringing awareness, pumping your brand, bringing your message out, doing content, going live. This is marketing. Advertising is utilizing somebody else's platform who has a bigger audience, and
Okay.
they're boosting your message, or boosting is the word, but it's really advertising. So you can use social influencers, you can do Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Google ads, but that's the way to speed up the process.
Okay, that's good. Um, my final question for you, because I don't want to take up too much of your time. Um, how do you avoid burnout? Because that's something I want to talk to
Ooh.
people about, even with Airbnb. Because hosting over 20 Airbnb units, there was some burnout there, right?
Hmm.
And I'm gonna dive a little deeper on that next week, I think, and how you can avoid it. But how do you avoid burnout in your industry, in your field?
Three things I do to avoid burnout. Number one is I live by my calendar. So if it's not on my calendar, it's not getting done. Like if you decide to take upon yourself to pick up the phone and call me, I'm probably not gonna answer. Like
Mm-hmm.
you need to schedule an appointment because I have a 11 o'clock, an 11:30, a 12 o'clock, a 12:30, a 1 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I live by my calendar and I block out time. Like literally looking at my calendar right now. After this, I have scheduled blocked out time
Okay.
where I'm not doing nothing. I'm doing whatever I want to do. I'm a eat my salad that I just picked up, and then you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's one way. I said I had three. The second thing is learn how to say no.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
How
just
how have you dealt with that, with like having that schedule and blocking out that time with friends and family? Because that is something that sometimes I find challenging, like being able to say, like I just moved to the Las Vegas area to be closer to family, but now like because my business is growing and there are certain I have priorities. Of course, I mean I was just over there yesterday. My sister's coming by today, so I'm clearly not saying no, and I don't want to, but like just being able to kind of, how do you do that? How do you balance that?
you said boundaries. You just set
Mm-hmm.
your boundaries. You let them know these are my work hours. Between these hours, I'm not available. After 4, I'm down for whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And then I also don't let their interruptions, their emergencies be urgent for me. Just because you got to get to the store to pick up something, don't mean I got to be the one to do it. Call Uber. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and it could be hard depending on the type of person that you are. You seem like you're a very nice person, and like you'll have a hard time telling them no. But hey, after the business, let's get this business first. Then I got you.
Yeah, I have this mindset lately that the more I better myself, the more present I can be with other people.
Hmm.
And of course, there are some relationships that I prioritize above others, but just the more that I can better myself, the better value I can provide to others. So sometimes you're right, like just being able to set those boundaries or have that schedule. The schedule is something that I have. It's kind of loosey goosey, so I'm trying to make it a little tighter. And because when I find those days, like today has been pretty good schedule wise so far. I find when I stick to the schedule, that really just everything flows so much better.
Hmm. Yep. That's true. That's true. And the third one is this: delegate. Get you a team. Get you a virtual assistant.
Hmm.
Like, you don't have to do it all. If
Yeah.
somebody else can do some of that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. That delegating in that regard helped a lot in my Airbnb business. So I'm slowly but surely having that to help with my coaching business as well. I don't know, it takes a little while to let go. You know, you're like, I got to do everything, but
Hmm.
it's definitely, I think, definitely going to be helpful. So,
Yeah.
Remiah, where can people find you and
You,
get
you
connected?
this is where I live. I live on Instagram. So I mean, if you're live right now on both ends, anybody from my audience as well, if you're live right now, just click that little tab up at the top, and it'll toggle down, and you can follow me or follow both of us. And then that's really where I am. Instagram is where you can find me. But I wanted to ask you some stuff too.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I definitely want to get into the Airbnb business. Um, I know take your course. I think I saw it was on sale. I need to jump on it like today.
Yes,
Um,
75% off.
yeah, I need
I'm
to jump.
for
I,
it.
I need to jump on that thing today. As a matter of fact, I am. I'm gonna jump on that today. But I mean, so like, what's the let's say I take your course. I know you're gonna teach me the whole layout. From the time I take the course, how long is the course, and then how long is the implementation? Like, if I start today, when can I start making money?
Yeah, so that's always an interesting question for me because I have some students who get it's all self-paced, right? So it's like it's not dripped out. You get access to the full program when you get in. So I have some students who literally take like a week or two, and next thing you know, they're telling me, "Oh, I got my place. I have my Airbnb. I'm working on setting it up," and they're up and running in like a month or less. Then I have some students who they've got a lot of things going on, and so they are like taking one module, so 6 modules in total. But I have so much content in there just because I like to give you the nitty gritty as much as possible without being like having you in the weeds, right? So I want to make sure that I'm giving you as much information as I can based on all the things that I have learned since 2014 about hosting short-term rentals. So then I have students who maybe it takes them 2 months. I would say at least give yourself 2 months and especially depending on whether you're using your own place, whether you decide to lease a place. I call it master leasing. A lot of people refer to it as rental arbitrage, or if you decide to co-host, because each one of those has its the things that you have to pay, fees, things that you have to put into place before you can get up and running. Of course, if you're hosting at your own home or a property that you already own, that's a lot. You can go a lot faster.
Mhm.
Versus if you're leasing, you have to go out and find a lease. You have to talk to landlords, all that good stuff. Same thing with co-hosting. You have to find owners that you want to work with. But those are the 3 main methods that I teach. So it's all about how determined you are and how quickly you go through the content.
Let me ask you this: would you recommend? Is this a good business model to have a partner?
Oh, definitely. At this point, like talking about avoiding burnout, like at this point, I have a partner who manages for me. So she's
Hmm.
not like a traditional business partner, but she's my partner in my business because she, at this point, manages my Airbnbs. And I'm looking to bring on a couple more in the next few months. And to avoid burnout, I'm going to have her manage for me. So you can definitely partner that way, but you can also partner with people who are going to be your capital partners. So maybe they're helping to fund this business with you, or just you guys are doing this together. It's definitely in the beginning, there's a lot of things that you have to learn. So having someone else who can take on some of the tasks can get you to that automation piece faster versus you doing it by yourself. I did it by myself mostly because like I kind of fell into, for those of you who don't know my Airbnb story, I did it part-time in my own home when I would travel back in the day. So I fell into Airbnb. So I was kind of just like, oh, this is cool. This is fun. I initially, it wasn't like a business idea for me. And then eventually I was like, oh no, this makes money. Let me make this a business. So because of that, I started on my own, but you can definitely partner up. And it, you know, as long as you choose the right partners, that makes such a huge difference in your business. You definitely can do that.
Okay. Two more questions. How
Yeah.
many properties does it take to be pulling in 250K a year?
Oh, that was about 10 total properties.
Okay.
And it was a range. So I had some that were like studios. And then so it was a mix of leasing as well as co-hosting. So when I was co-hosting, I was also hosting for owners. And so some of those properties were also larger properties. So like 4 or 5 bedrooms, you can charge a lot more per night. They do really well depending on where you're located. And yeah, those make a lot of good money, but the smaller units do as well. They sometimes have shorter turnarounds. You get people booking more often. So it's all about how you optimize your listing, your location, and you know, if you want to scale to that size, you know, you can do that mix of master leasing and co-hosting. So it's not like all of that is your own property that you had to go out and get 20 of them yourself, right? Yeah.
Okay. And I see somebody had a question. I got one more. If you want to take that one first, or either
Yeah,
one.
I'll take this one. Case collections. Can you rent out an apartment that you rent out? So, like, you mean an apartment you already rent? This is what I'm thinking you mean. An apartment you already rent. Um, can you use it for Airbnb? I would say yes, you can. You just want to get the landlord's permission to do so. So again, the way I started, I will admit, when I first started, I was just like, I'm just do this because I was living there. I was only doing it like weekends when I was away. But then when I made it more of a business, I asked my landlord's permission. So for instance, I had one apartment that I lived in, and I actually had to leave to another state, not far away, but I didn't want the commute. Like, so I asked them, hey, I have this much time left on my lease. Can I use it for short-term rentals? And they said I could. So yes, you can do that. You just want to make sure that you have permission, because you just don't want to have to deal with the issues of them coming after you because you're doing something that you're not supposed to.
So the last thing is kind of on the marketing side. Like, how much of the marketing are you doing yourself? I heard you say something about optimization and stuff, or were you just letting, Airbnb app take care of everything?
So, no, a mix. So with my partner, they do a lot of social media marketing. They actually do even what's it called, like product partnerships. So some of the units will have like a partnership with, let's say, some chip company or soda company or whatever the case may be that's featured in the property. So they do some great social media marketing. And then if you're interested in them, their local estates, DM me. I can get you more information. But then also, like, you can have your own social media page for your property. A lot of hosts do that, and it's a great way to get out there, get your property, any cool features that your property has out there. So that's a great way to do it. And then I've also often marketed to past guests as a way to stay in touch, because some people visit your city often, right? Depending on where you live. And if they love your property enough and you tell them, hey, we've got this deal this month, and they were thinking of coming to your city, then they may book with you again. And repeat bookers are fantastic. So they spread the word of mouth, all that helps.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm look.
Um,
I'm definitely interested. I'm glad we connected. You know, when I saw you in MMA with Ash, I was like, yeah, I gotta see what's up with this Airbnb stuff.
Yeah, get into it. It's good stuff. It's good for sure. This is a good time to start because I've been telling people that, you know, the CEO of Airbnb said that due to the travel boom post pandemic that they're expecting, there are not enough Airbnb hosts currently to meet the demand. Like they actually need more hosts and more properties because so many people are like so ready to get out of Dodge and get to, you know, their vacation spot, whether it's domestic or international, right? I'm sure a lot of us are thinking about our next trip or already have the next trip planned. So it's definitely a good time to start.
Would you suggest starting in your area or in a popular city?
So I always say take a look at your local regulations and make sure that you can actually host the way that you want to host, whether you're hosting like really short stays, couple of days, or if you're doing like what I like to call midterm stays where you're hosting maybe 30 days at a time. But if you're able to host in your own city, that's always helpful because when you're new, it's nice to be able to go to the property when you want to check it out. But I've definitely hosted remotely. I currently host remotely. We have a property in Ghana with my family that we Airbnb. You know, when I moved out here, I still had my properties on the East Coast. So you can definitely do it. But, you know, it's a little easier if you're new to host within your own backyard for those reasons. So you can go check it out. It's easier for you to set it up, yada, yada. But it's not a must. Don't let that stop you if you happen to live in a city that has really strict short-term rental regulations, because there, you know, more cities are like putting together regulations, which I always say it's not bad because you had some people who were just super wild, just acting out. So just make sure you check and see what works best for you.
Okay, cool, cool. But yeah, that's all the questions I had.
Okay. Do you mind if I answer a couple others from
Go ahead.
people?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Someone said, I just found your page. Question would you like to ask? Would you say personal leasing or corporate leasing is better? So, of course, if you can lease corporate, that's great. That's not always available to people. I show you how to do that in the course. But if you can lease in your company name, that's always better for liability purposes. But if you're looking to get started and that's the only way you can do it, see if you can negotiate with that landlord to say, hey, maybe can I start this way, but in a month or whatever, can I transfer it to my company? Something like that. But I always say like try to get started the best way that you can. But corporate is better if you can do it in your business versus personal. All right, let's see. Any other questions? If you need some popcorn for your properties, oh, that's cute. Yeah, DM me. I mean, that's always cute. Being things like this, being able to offer like really cute products in your properties is as long as you can keep it up and scale it and it makes sense financially, right? So you just want to make sure that whatever you're paying for that product, you build that into your monthly expenses. But that's super cute. Yeah, definitely DM me. I can see what you've got and also connect you with my property management.
And I could tell you his popcorn is off the chain. I've ordered it twice. It, it's
Ooh.
it's amazing. Yeah.
Sweet, sweet. Yeah, that would be exciting. And who doesn't love popcorn, especially when you always have to think of yourself in the guest's shoes, right? So if you show up somewhere and you just smell popcorn I like this idea. You smell popcorn in the air when you get there, you're like, oh, this is great. It just kind of sets the tone for the rest of the trip, right? So I like that idea a lot. Sweet. So for people who are interested in the course, you can definitely click the link in my bio. It is 75% off right now. You can also start for free by choosing PayPal Pay Later. So it's $0 upfront and it's no interest, no payments for 6 months. So that's a really good option because you can get started in the course, get your Airbnb set up, start making money before you even have to make a payment. So I always like to share it that way. And then I also have a payment plan. So definitely different ways for you to get started. The link is in my bio. I think it's the first link. It says like Airbnb course. So yes, get started. I'm excited.
Cool. Hey, I appreciate you bringing me on.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad we connected. It's been really good. Our mentorship that we're in is like super dope.
It
So
is. It
yeah,
is.
yeah, cool. All right, guys, that's all I've got. So grateful for all of you joining me, and I'm gonna do my best to go live more often and just share what I know. Bring on dope people like Remiah. So I'll see you guys next time.
All right, have a good one. Later.
Bye.